Hey everybody, welcome back to Drinks and a Movie. Chris Hamker back with you. Today I'll be talking about the new movie Baywatch starring Dwayne Johnson and Zac Efron. But first, because this movie's so terrible, we're going to start with a drink. And I figure the drink we will do this time is called the Bay Breeze. Bay Breeze is really simple. It's just 3 shots of vodka, and then you combine pineapple juice and cranberry juice into the glass, stir, and you got your drink. You got your Bay Breeze. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. All right. This drink's gonna pack a punch, because you're gonna need it after watching this, because it's not good. All right, so let's pour in the pineapple juice and cranberry juice, and let's talk about Baywatch. Baywatch is directed by Seth Gordon and stars Dwayne Johnson and Zac Efron as a recreation or remake or reboot or rethinking of the 1990s Baywatch television show, which I admittedly never saw. And I'm not ashamed of that. I heard the TV show wasn't that great to begin with, so I went into this with actually high hopes. I like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I like Zac Efron, and I think they have the ability to make a good, fun comedy / action movie. And what'd they do here? Oh, they totally fucked it up. Cheers, everybody. Here's the Bay Breeze and Baywatch the movie. So, Baywatch the movie. Yeah. This thing's a gigantic turd. Look, I had 2 pages of like notes and a script. I was going to talk about how, 21 Jump Street, which was clearly spawned from, did it better and why it did it better and all this shit. I'm not going to go over that because I clearly put more effort into my script than they put into the Baywatch script. So, not doing that. What I am going to do is I'm going to tell you to skip this movie. It's terrible. It's not funny. It's not clever. Not even the charisma of Dwayne Johnson. I mean, this guy has charisma just coming out of his perfectly defined butt. Seriously, I will watch The Rock do anything, and I think he is very good. His acting is getting better and better, and he's actually very good in this. All the actors are really good. Zac Efron's very good, and I think he's well on his way to becoming a really great comedic actor. This movie did not provide any kind of help for either one of those guys. I actually feel really bad for the cast of this thing, but they couldn't do anything to save it. Look, they just did everything wrong. They weren't clever. They weren't intelligent. All they did was go for the gross out humor or just the dick and ball jokes that just became dumb and tiresome by the end. They resigned themselves to doing the hey, let's get a fat guy and get him to dance funny. Go get discount Josh Gad, get him to dance for literally 5 minutes, and they call that comedy. They went and got Zac Efron, who's actually pretty good at comedic timing, dressed him up in a dress and makeup for really no reason because, hey, that's funny. Comedy, right, everybody? No. The comedy was bad. The writing was bad in this. One of the main jokes in this, and they're trying to poke fun at the whole Baywatch concept, is that they're lifeguards trying to do a cop's job. And at the beginning, it was actually kind of funny. Efron's character was like, why don't we just call the cops? Because this is not a job for lifeguards. We're lifeguards. We should just call the cops because cops take care of criminals. That was funny. And then they literally, and I am not exaggerating here, they literally retold that joke upwards of about 20 times. They even told that joke, the same couple of jokes in the same scene. I mean, what were they doing? This thing is total trash. So they even marketed this thing as an action comedy. So let's talk about the action then real quick. The action was terrible. The action was actually kind of boring. And in multiple times they it wasn't even during an action scene. They would have like Dwayne Johnson and Zac Efron just on a boat or on a jet ski having dialogue, and there's terrible green screen around it. Now, I kind of get what you guys might say is that, well, this was all done on purpose. This was a terrible TV show, and the TV show did these things. The TV show wasn't very funny, and the movie kind of took itself a little too seriously sometimes, so it didn't even, it clashed with this kind of gross out humor that they kept trying to do. And I think that's what they're trying to do, trying to say is that the original TV show took itself way too seriously sometimes. And the original TV show had bad green screen and not great action and the slow motion running and all that bullshit. But that's not an excuse to make a bad movie. What they did was they took bad concepts and bad filmmaking and just recreated it. You know, that's, I think, what happened in the original 90s Baywatch show, but they just then recreated it, and it was like 2 hours, by the way, of this kind of boring, not funny, not exciting slogfest of just a pointless movie. And I expected more. And I don't think it's Dwayne Johnson or Zac Efron or the rest of the cast's fault, but I expected more from them. I also expected more from the director, who did Horrible Bosses, which I thought was very clever. And this just is terrible. Okay, look. This is delicious. Try one of these. Don't see this movie, skip it. I'm gonna get right to it. I'm gonna give this movie 1 drink out of 5. That's right, it's terrible. Totally skip it. I'm a little disappointed, mainly because I think the actors in a better movie would have, well, in a better written movie would have made, it would just have been so much better. Anyway, thank you so much, everybody, for joining me. Cheers, have a drink on me. Don't see Baywatch, see something else. Anyway, thank you so much. If you like this, like, share, subscribe down here at the bottom. Cheers, everybody. Bye-bye.